Welcome back to Talking Lead. This is episode 62. Say it. You know you want to.
Yeah, I forgot, though. It's like season 2, episode
12?
61?
No.
12?
12, I think.
11.
11. No, 12.
All right. It's time to drop the seasons.
Yeah. It's episode 62.
Episode 62. Seasons have officially been dropped.
How has your week been?
It's been a busy week. Finally got to do the 300 blackout build.
Yeah,
So-
you did.
And somebody didn't show up. It took a little longer than Sean and I
Expected.
could do on our own
Yeah.
because we didn't have your expertise there with the camera and whatnot.
Just throw it in the air.
And of course, you know,
It'll
I
make some cool
tend
effects.
to ramble and go on. So
No.
it took a little bit longer. So you're going to have a hell of a time editing. So that's your own fault for not being there.
That's what I'll get. That'll be my karma. Editing the videos.
But it's not complete yet. I made a bonehead move, and when I was ordering the parts, I needed a low-profile gas block, and I didn't get a low profile. I got a railed one. It is 98% complete. Just got to get that low-profile gas block, and then we're going to take it out, and we're going to shoot it.
Yes.
We've got a
Which is
suppressor
going to be the
for
best
it.
part.
So
Okay.
once I get the gas block, we're going to take it out, and you're going to go
We
too.
got one?
We have someone who has one.
Dang.
What?
I thought like you got a fast track with our paperwork or something.
Oh no, but no, that was the highlight of my week with guns. I mean, I've been chomping at the bits to build this thing, and what I did today was I went online and I bought 2 more barrels. So
Why?
because I'm going to start building some more. I'm hooked, man.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
It's like Legos for
But
grown men.
they were a heck of a deal. It was $80 for a two, not $80 a piece.
Really?
5.56 barrels. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. ClassicFirearms.com.
Okay.
I just happened to run across them, and I saw that they were running a deal in $79.99.
Wow.
I thought that was a heck of a deal for 1-in-9 phosphate. I mean, they're not chrome.
I'm saying wow, but I've never bought a barrel
They're
online.
not chrome line.
You could be.
Well, for instance, the one I bought for the 300 blackout barrel was like $140, $150.
Okay.
So to find one that cheap, and the cheapest I've seen, the 5.56, is $100. I thought that was a heck of a deal. He kept threatening that the price was going to go up with limited quantity, so I had to buy 2.
Nice.
And so that's what I did this week that I can recall. What'd you do?
With guns?
Just what'd you do? What'd you do this week?
Shoo. I have been working my tail off at my real job. We have a lot of big stuff going on right now, and then was dealing with some other stuff yesterday, which is the reason I wasn't able to come to the blackout build. And the only thing really gun-wise that I did was the Select Fire episode. That's about it. I
did that
edited
too.
I
I did
videos.
5 minutes of that.
Yeah, you did. It was awesome. We stalled as long as we could.
I was there though, in plenty of time. There was no link.
Yeah.
You got to email me the link because
Well, it should go automatically to your email, but you know,
it didn't. There
when
was
you
nothing
got
there.
a 1989 Windows computer.
That
it's
has
kinda-
nothing to do with my email. I've got a brand new phone.
No, you don't
Didn't
have
go
a
to-
brand new. You got
It's
a Windows
brand new.
phone.
It's brand new.
Damn Windows phone.
It's like months. It's months old.
Well, we've got 2 special guests
So
here
let's
with
talk
us.
about the Select Fire real quick.
Okay, we can.
Because I don't think did we talk about that last episode?
I think we briefly mentioned it, but that was about it.
Yeah. So we've tell them about Select Fire.
So we've got a new show on YouTube that we're doing. You've probably seen some of the Google Hangouts on YouTube. Just a bunch of people hanging out, talking guns. We came up with a very short form, rapid fire version, and we called it Select Fire, where we give everybody 30 seconds to answer a question, and they get 2 of the questions up front. Then the third question is kind of off ball,
Surprise, off the wall.
off the wall, oddball,
Seat
off the wall.
pants.
I just combined them, off ball.
Hashtag off ball.
Ooh, there's a new hashtag.
There you go.
Hashtag off ball.
But yeah, so we saw a way to kind of
Whittle it down.
streamline,
Yep.
what was going on there and make it a little more controlled,
Yeah.
so to speak. And we've got sound effects involved, and
We had some cheesy
Okay.
sound effects, and then we got blasted on that. Originally, I was using like a bicycle horn to stop the 30 seconds.
The
it was
bozo
pretty
horn.
annoying.
Yeah. Everybody was like, man, it sounds like the 90s Zoo Crew radio shows.
the Zoo Crew. Y107.
This is Talking Lead coming
Mark
at you.
Harrison.
So, yeah, I got rid of that. I downloaded an app that has like every buzzer from every game show. So we used one of those to kind of stop the 30 seconds there. But it's coming out good. We've had a lot of good response. It's a little bit longer than most YouTube
It's fun.
videos.
I enjoy it because it is quick.
Yeah,
You
they know they got 30 seconds.
Yeah, and even if they don't, then you cut them off. You mute them
Yep.
because you got control over it. And
Yep, done.
you're like, sorry.
And then the oddball questions, we always get good answers for.
I still can't remember that show that used to come on when I was growing up on Sunday mornings. It was like a political show. It was kind of a round table like that. And the guy that was head over it would go around and say, "Okay, whoever the guest, who's an old news guy,
Walter Cronkite.
Yeah, all right, Walter Cronkite, give us your
Good
view
Lord.
on what's going on in Russia." Well, I think that's wrong. Next,
Chris Matthews was doing that.
Chris Matthews.
Hardball?
No, it's not Chris Matthews. It's older. It's older than that. It's older
Was it
than
Meet
Chris
the
Matthews.
Press?
It may have been Meet the Press. I mean, it was.
I'm just trying to think of old news shows that
I
I
just
used to
remember when I
hate
was
it when my dad
growing
would
up.
watch them.
But Saturday Night Live did a skit on it a while back, a long time ago.
Huh.
Also making fun of it, so it was hilarious. But anyway,
Huh.
that's what it kind of.
So that's the like fire. Now we got two special.
Wrong. Next,
I'm going to do that next time.
you should.
Do you like Glocks or 1911s? I like Glocks. Wrong.
Wrong. Next.
Then you can follow up with the
With the buzzer. With the horn. Yeah. So we have Patrolman David Stalinsky and also the Detective Jay Spicer here with us today. One is from the Lebanon Police Department. That's Jay. And David is from the Mount Juliet Police Department. We're here at the City of Mount Juliet, Tennessee Police Department. And we're recording from the luxurious conference room.
Live from the luxurious conference room of the.
I feel
City
really
of Mount
important
Juliet
because the
Police
seal,
Department.
the great state seal of Tennessee, is up on the wall, and then they've got the big.
Hey, isn't there
screen.
a state representative, somebody out in the hall?
I'll tell you what. If we don't mention her name, we can say we took over this room and did not let her come in.
That's right.
no.
I mean, we got interrupted. Senator such and such is here, and there's like, well, send her to the waiting room.
Yeah,
That's where she's
So
going.
we're talking lead.
We bumped a senator.
We did do that today. We can talk about as long as we don't mention that senator by name or
We won't,
Yeah.
but we
And
bumped her.
it's not Leland Yee either.
No,
We're going to talk
he's
about
coming
him
up soon.
Yeah.
So we'll get into a little bit more about David and Jay and what they do, but let's go to our jackwagon of the week.
And speaking of,
Oh wait, no, we gotta ask you what you did with guns this week.
yeah, all right.
Left Hand and I both worked out and did leg day today, and for some reason that just makes people's brains not function very well.
Yeah, I almost passed out today. I did.
I got stuck in the bottom position of my first squat. I couldn't get back up.
Haven't been sitting down much, have you?
I haven't done squats in probably a year and a half or longer. It wasn't fun. And then carrying all the equipment down the stairs from the studio, yeah, that wasn't fun either.
Yeah.
The key to starting back leg days is to start really, really slow.
I should have just done body weight.
Yeah, that 350 pounds
Come on, man. 290. 290.
body weight. Come on.
So, Jay, did you
That's
do
all
anything
relative.
cool with guns this week?
Nothing cool, just routine maintenance, cleaning the gun that I've been carrying. So that's about it.
Nice. What about you, Dave?
I put it on my hip today, so I'm all
That'll
good.
work.
I don't know how to do.
Just one day?
Well, every day.
I was going to say.
It's kind of like American Express. You don't leave home without it. You know?
I'm like, did we go to Britain where our police can't carry guns anymore?
Hit the billy clubs.
In some
whistles.
in some places, no.
Really? Some police in Tennessee?
Yeah,
Really?
You can't carry your firearms in the.
certain courts.
that's
Oh,
that's
okay.
changed. You don't see the letter from
It's
that?
not just that; it's still federal building.
Yeah, still a federal building. This is true.
That's crazy.
Yeah. When you
So let's do an EDC check.
Okay, you want to do it at the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, since we're not police officers and we're in a government
Yeah.
building,
So we were. We had to disrobe.
we got nothing.
Even if I did have something, I'm going to admit to it right now.
please don't on my, like I said, we're happy to have you and we're happy to break the rules, but
They did let me bring the 300 blackout in, but since it is a non-operational
Right.
firearm, we were safe to do that.
There we go.
So, all right, Jay, what do you got?
I am carrying a Smith & Wesson Shield 9mm and also a Smith & Wesson 340 M&P on my leg.
Did you back up?
That's my backup. So that's
Got a knife?
I do. I have the right now. I think I have the Gerber. I don't know what it is. It was a gift. It's a full auto Gerber.
Uh huh.
It's either that or Spyderco. I switch between.
Very cool.
So and the the revolver, that's a pretty cool Smith & Wesson. I don't know if you're familiar with that one. That's actually has the built-in XS night sight on the front.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
What kind of grips you got on it?
It has VZ grips on it, actually.
You got the VZ grips?
I did. I went with the VZ Black Cherry.
G10?
It's the Black Cherry. It's because it's a black finished gun, so it's not the standard stainless, or it's a composite.
It's a revolver, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen the new grip that Ergo's got?
I have seen it. It by looks, it's kind of like that date that you don't tell anybody you went on.
Well, that's
But
what
when
we
you
thought
hold
too. We thought that too.
Yeah.
We saw the prototype at the NRA meeting last year. Ernie Sandoval showed us, broke it out, and then they actually released it this year at SHOT Show.
Yeah.
They've got the actual finished product.
and
You go online, and they've got them online now, and you can.
Yeah,
order
that's
them.
where I saw it.
But they
I
are
think it was-
comfortable, man.
Well, I saw that on like one of the rundowns of SHOT Show, like Guns TV or whatever, one of those kind of
Or
shows.
Talking Lead. You know.
And I heard y'all talk about it actually the week after, but it's one of those
You
things.
say
I
that's your
did-
ankle?
Yeah, that's I carry that every day
Man,
on my
I mean,
leg.
just think about that too, and the amount of grip you're cutting down, for down there, so you got less.
I'd be hard
intrusiveness.
to separate from my VZs. I'm pretty partial to those, but
Yeah.
I would give it a try. I definitely would. The Shield though, I kind of went back and forth between it and the XDS, and kind of stuck on the Shield right now. It's just kind of feel kind of bad because I'm normally a Glock guy, but they haven't really had anything out that. Thinking about going back to my 26. We'll see.
Oh, okay. What about you, David?
I'm carrying my Glock 26. It's my little 9mm I carry on my side.
Attaboy.
Like I said, spent 10 years detective, and now I'm back on patrol. So all my stuff's on my duty gear at home because I hate transferring from one place to the other. So today's kind of a relaxed day, not working.
Yeah, so I don't have to lug around the duty belt.
You got your
anymore.
survival
I
bracelet
do,
on
yeah.
also.
A little multicam. So
Yeah, that counts as EDC.
yeah,
Now, do y'all get to choose what gun you get to carry?
Nope. My department gives me lots of guns. They take care of us very well. They give us we got to carry a Glock 45, 21, I guess it is, 20 full size as our duty on our gun belt. Then the subcompact 30 for detectives.
That's what I carry.
Then we carry the Bushmaster M4 in our
nice.
cars. Then we carry I carry a Mossberg shotgun.
Did you say bushy?
A bushy.
Gotta love it.
I've heard a lot of.
You never heard 'em called-
nicknames
I've
for
never
guns,
heard
but I
one
was
called a
doing-
bushy.
You never heard them called bushies?
I have now.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty common.
So
I see a new T-shirt.
no.
Got my bushy.
Decked out with bush.
But like I said, our department takes really good care of us. We don't go unarmed.
You got
I would hope not.
You forgot the taser.
I love my taser now.
Yeah.
I hadn't had the opportunity to shoot anybody with it yet, but I am looking forward to that day.
Now, have you been tased?
I have. I'm 40 years old. What are you crazy?
I thought it was like a prerequisite before you could carry one.
They used to be that way, but you
They
watch folks
relax
now. It's
that.
like I can tell.
Do you
that
have the camera
stuff
on you?
hurts.
I got my phone.
Ah,
I actually
tase
have
you?
been tased.
yeah. I was gonna say.
You're a better man. Than I am.
I'll let him tase me for some YouTube views.
All right, you guys heard it.
Hey, I'll
Dick's
tell you,
getting tased.
at Heroes Behind it, when y'all come out for Heroes Behind the Badge, if we can get enough money raised to tase, that'd be a great fundraiser.
There you go.
How much money can we raise to tase him?
All right, guys, we're throwing down the gauntlet to raise money for these guys, and we're going to talk about the fundraiser
and where to go
coming
and
up.
everything. Yeah.
We're going to take donations for Zeke to get tased.
We can do it. Or we
I
can
think
do
it's going to take more than one to get him down.
I promise you, it will not.
it. It will. Hey,
Yeah,
I
I've seen
am
those.
one of our taser.
no, I think it's going to
instructors.
take more than one. I think you should just go ahead and shoot two to begin with.
Yeah, let's do that.
No,
we can do it. So if you got,
I've got the video proof.
Do y'all have those things that shoot at like for crowd control tase?
Oh,
Have you seen those?
I've seen those,
No.
but we don't. We don't have
You're not using that on me. No. I'm sitting here looking at everybody. They're all smiling, and I'm freaking out. No, I'll do it. I'll do it for a good cause. Heck yeah. Well, I'll even.
You might want to check with your doctor first.
That's true.
All the meds you're taking.
I can.
Will I piss my pants like when it happens? Or
I asked that question, and the instructor we had said that's never happened. I'm
Well,
like,
I can tell you this much: when I went
Part-
through,
you won't poop.
when I went through instructor school before we did our voluntary exposures, the first thing they did was took a bathroom break. So, and I made sure that I was good and emptied
So you
out.
I will
got
empty
tased.
everything.
I did.
So you've been tased.
I have been.
Describe it.
It's 5 seconds of complete loss of
Do
control.
you black out?
No, you don't black out. But
So you're cognizant the whole time you're sitting there.
you want to lay down on the ground. A lot of it depends on where you actually get tased as far as the position on the body.
Yeah.
And we can get into a whole technical term, but basically you want to split the belt line, and doing that causes like the total,
The total
they get the really full effect
Yeah.
of it.
Wait, what do you mean by split the belt line?
The waistline. They
One
call
up,
it-
one down.
The technical.
Whoa. That sounds like something has a chance to
No.
go somewhere.
Well,
they shoot you in the back.
the technical term is neuromuscular incapacitation is what you're trying to achieve. So, but you do get
What's it feel like when it first hits you? It's like a brick, or more of an arrow?
imagine the most intense cardio workout you ever did,
Oh gosh.
and multiply that by like 1,000, and that's once that 5 seconds is over, that's what your muscles and your body are going through.
Wow.
Yeah.
You still want to do this?
We'll do what?
That's what I thought. All right,
I'll do it. If we can raise some money, I'll do it.
so it's on standby.
Yeah. So and
He's
then,
got to check with his doctor first.
and then like David, we have pretty much the same carry weapons, Glock 21s, 4th gens, which to me was a great change from what we did have the 21Cs before that. 4th gens are worlds apart from that.
See, I like Gen 3s.
No.
I like them better than the 4s.
I'm liking the 4 better.
Yeah.
I love the Gen 3s.
When we had, like I said, we had the 21Cs that compensated, and it's still.
Of course, as Zeke says, I'm
What?
always behind on the times.
But y'all had the compensated?
We did. We
With the
actually-
ported barrel?
Yeah, we actually had the 21Cs before that.
That blows my mind because, that's more of a competition thing. And y'all do a lot of your
Shooting.
gun drawing at night.
Yeah.
So every shot you're going to get blinded.
That's the reason they don't have them anymore.
That's crazy.
We
So they
before
were the
that
test
we,
market for
yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
it failed.
Yeah,
Wow.
Before that, we actually had H&Ks, so we went from H&K.
Really?
Wow. Y'all had the
$5,
high dollar
man.
gun.
Yeah.
Next thing you're going to say, you're going to have
USBs?
Nighthawk custom at 1911s for your
No 1911. So, but yeah, now we've been Glocks for a while. That's pretty much all throughout my career I've ever had was a Glock. I went 22s and to the 21 now.
Oh,
so.
come on. My first gun was a Beretta 92 FS. I love
That's a
that
great gun.
I still got that gun at home. Like, you want to buy it back? I'm like, absolutely.
Yes.
Nice.
Speaking of Berettas, you see where Wilson Combat's now doing Berettas?
No.
Yes.
Like custom?
Yeah, they're now
Like they're
customizing
1911s?
Berettas. Yes, and they are
Good
amazing.
Lord.
Now they're out of
I can't afford
Arkansas,
some
right?
1911s.
Yeah.
I believe I'll be sending mine to them. So
Maybe they can make them work better.
I've never had a problem with mine.
It's my rookie gun. You got to love your rookie gun.
Oh, they got them up on their website?
Yes, they
I'm
do.
going to look at them.
They're amazing looking.
Because I've been wanting a 92 FS.
Oh, that's one of the best guns. If I had to pick a single double that I had to carry, that Beretta would be at the top.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Maybe I just had a crappy one when I shot it.
And VZ's actually making some grips for them with the Wilson Combat. I guess you want to call it the logo, but to me it looks like the Waylon Jennings logo. But
Waylon
Kind of like the Ruger logo and Hank Jr.
yeah.
Actually, I think there's a connection there, isn't there?
I
Doesn't he
have-
own like a part of Ruger? I don't know. It may be a wives' tale, but I think I heard that before.
An old wives' tale?
Yeah.
I don't know because they would have had that Ruger before Hank Williams Jr. would have. He may have
Maybe he
borrowed it. He
used
may
it,
have
yeah.
borrowed it from them, but
Yeah. That could be it. What was that? Yeah.
I'm looking at
you're not impressed.
not really.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. They've got the VZ grips on them.
No.
And they've put a little serration on the front.
Did you see the one where they cut the barrel down and recrowned it?
No, I hadn't seen that.
Did you notice the trigger and the hammer?
I see the hammer. It's a skeleton hammer.
That's also got a short trigger, like the ones you can get for SIGs. Tune the action.
All right, so I'll look at them.
He's just
He's hard to please.
yeah.
I'm not. I'm really not.
So let's go to the Jack Wagon of the Week.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the talking lead Jack Wagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
So who's our Jack Wagon of the Week this week?
Well, first off, I've got to say happy belated birthday to our buddy Gunny. He
Oh.
turned 50
Yes.
a few days
Happy
ago.
birthday, Gunny.
So happy birthday, Gunny.
Turned 50?
50? Or not 50.
I was going to say, wow.
Yeah, 50. He turned 50. Was it 70? 70.
I think 70.
Yeah, he turned
I
70.
was going to say,
But he looks 50.
yeah.
Come on now. The guy, he's got more energy than both of us put together.
It's his 20th anniversary of his 50th birthday.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right, so our Jack Wagon, as we mentioned earlier, as you probably well know,
And these are our favorite Jack Wagons in the world when they do stuff like this.
is this Senator Leland Lee from California.
Or Yee.
Yee, yeah, I'm sorry, Yee. Leland Yee. So what this guy is accused of.
Well, first let's tell everybody he was one of Feinstein's cronies.
Yeah, one of Feinstein's cronies.
Part of the anti-gun movement and was part of the big bill that they tried to push through the assault weapons ban.
Yeah, very anti-gun in all his stances, but supposedly he's not against making money on them. He might be against using them, but he's not against trying to make money off of them. So he got busted for trafficking guns with some mobster, crawfish boy or shrimp boy or something like that.
What?
That's the gangster's name.
Crawfish boy?
Shrimp boy.
Otherwise known as Raymond Chow.
Raymond Chow. I guess maybe they have relatives together. I don't know. But there's like a big, long, what'd you say, is 126 pages of stuff that he's
137-page affidavit, which would be the federal
but he's got all kinds of charges
and stuff.
Charges up against him. Now, in our country, a person's innocent until proven guilty. So, but it's not looking good for Senator Leland.
Yee. Welcome to the jackwagon train.
I mean, that puts him up there real close to Feinstein, if not on her shoulders. What kind of a bonehead move is that?
He's trying to corner the market.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Ban legal guns so I can sell illegal
Well, not
guns.
only was he doing its
money.
weapons, he was doing grenade launchers, RPGs, I think. Yeah.
Supposedly the backstory is because he incurred debt while he was running for mayor of San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
So
then that makes it all better.
He was trying to raise money for his campaign.
Wow.
Is what it says.
His campaign to ban guns by selling guns.
See, the affidavit accuses Yee of conspiracy to deal firearms without a license and to illegally import firearms. He's also accused of accepting tens of thousands of dollars in campaign contributions and cash payments to provide introductions, help a client get a contract, and influence legislation. So, yeah, it's not looking good for this guy.
No. Yeah, he was an easy pick for the jackwagon train this week. So, guys, we asked some questions to everybody. We'll start with Jay. We'll kind of let each of y'all answer each question. How did you originally get into firearms?
I originally got into firearms. My father was actually a police officer, so I grew up around guns, and that was kind of my first exposure to firearms. And just from there, it kind of snowballed.
How about you, David?
Much like Jay, my uncles are cops, and they come home wearing their guns and get curious about them, and time goes on, you learn how to use them. So I mean, it's just kind of family.
What was your first gun?
Glock 17.
That was your very first? Before shotgun or anything?
Yeah, well, I was from New Jersey, so we didn't do much hunting. I grew up, and I was in New Jersey till I was about 15, 16 years old, so we didn't do much hunting up there.
Okay.
We were on the east coast of Jersey, not the rural south, So,
yeah.
We mostly handguns for protection around the house and whatnot.
So it was Glock 26.
Glock 17.
Glock 17, what, Generation 2?
Oh, Lord, I couldn't tell you.
You're not very old, though, so.
No, I'm only 40, so, just.
That's probably a 2 or 3.
Yeah, it could have been a 2.
Yeah.
About how old were you?
Oh, I was 21 when I got my first gun. So
okay. What about you, Jay?
My first one was, I guess the first gun I bought was a Mossberg 500 Turkey edition for hunting. So the first gun that my father ever gave me was a 22. I believe it's a Taurus replica of the old pump style 22s. So
you had a pump 22?
Yeah, I still got it.
Cool.
Still got it. So
nice.
That's kind of one of those that I'll keep passing down.
You let your children shoot it?
No, she's only 3, so.
Well, hey, you got to start them sometime.
I can tell you my little one, she picks up my fascination with guns, though. She's the same way. She's the safe in my house where I keep a lot of my stuff. She actually brought me her little toy gun and said, "Put this in with yours, Daddy." So.
My 3-year-old did the same thing.
That's good. That's good because
Yeah.
you're teaching her good, proper storage.
Yeah, so
way.
she'll catch me out there and be like, "Can I have my gun out?" They learn quick.
Well, obviously, you guys have law enforcement. Do you have any military experience?
I do not.
So tell us about your law enforcement experience.
First got started in working in a jail. Did that for about a year and a half.
Now, were you working there? Or
I was working there.
Or were you visiting?
I was working there, and
Okay.
it was one of the most miserable jobs I've ever had. Worked at the Rutherford County Jail in Murfreesboro. That was not a fun experience, but I learned a lot from it, and went to the police academy in 2003. So I've been a police officer for 11 years now.
Very good.
Do you want me to elaborate more?
Sure. I mean, if you got something that you want to talk about.
We may grill you a little bit more.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, David?
I started going back in my days in 1987. I was a police explorer in Metro Nashville. And those were days before the rules were out there. Used to do ride-alongs with Metro police officers, and my first night out was with a Metro officer, and he gets in foot pursuit. He's yelling at me, "Get out of the car, start running!" So here I am, no gun, running through the projects in a uniform with a police officer chasing this guy. But graduated high school in May of '92 and started working in jails in October of '92. Wouldn't go back and work in jails again. Gosh.
Now, you said you were a detective, then
Right.
you went back to patrolman.
Came here to Mount Juliet in '96.
Okay.
Started as a dispatcher. Wrote the grant under Bill Clinton for the cops grant. Got 12 officers for our department. I was one of them. I went on the road for 5 years. Then went and worked detective for 10 years. And then just got burned out. You sit being a detective and you work in the cases and dealing with your victims and you lose touch.
Okay.
So
That's what I was going to
Something
ask.
to
Does
look
that
forward to,
happen a lot?
Jay.
Do what?
I said something to look forward to.
Yeah, no. I've actually been a detective before in another department, so I kind of knew what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah.
So,
Does that happen a lot? People go from detective to patrolman?
it's kind of a first for our department. We're such a new department. I mean, Mount Juliet Police Department has only been in existence since 1972.
Oh, really?
So, we
42 years.
Yeah, and that's a small time. That's not a long time for departments. Especially the movement around and whatnot that happens these days. So I've been here for a while, and I said I just need a break. So I'm back on a third shift, and I am loving it. I mean, I'm out here in a marked police car, out here dealing with people and learning the new crooks that are out here. Because being a detective, you work from 8 to 4, 9 to 5, whatever it is, and 3 o'clock in the morning, you have no idea. You're home in bed, so that's when the crimes are happening. So I'm out here now, riding around, learning new things and learning from these young guys because, you do it for so long, it becomes stagnant, get old.
Yeah.
So I just had to
Gives you a new perspective on it, doesn't it?
How to get some new perspective, having a good time at it. I mean, it's just, because when being a detective, the cases never end. I mean, whether you're home sitting in a recliner or you're at,
Look at J.O.A.
hey, he's a dope detective. A little different when you got good people you're dealing with. Usually in a dope game, you're dealing with people who are on the bad side of the law. Mine were always a good victims. The victim had her car broken into, the victim whose child was abused. You can't just walk away and leave it at home. I mean, you feel kind of a responsibility towards them. So it was time for a break. We did a Mark case where the baby was killed over here in Providence, and then wrapped up my arson case from over here in Due West, and that was a federal case, and I'll never do one of those again. That was the biggest bunch of anyway.
Yeah.
Paperwork. Yeah, paperwork was there.
Sometimes David gets to rambling on, and you just got to look at him and be like,
I do, but
No, that's good. This is good stuff, man.
I enjoyed it, and I'll eventually go back to being a detective. But right now, I'm having a good time on patrol.
Buddy I was telling y'all about before we got on air, he was in homicide before, and he switched to Vice because he said on homicide, it was awesome because he could only work so many hours, and if he worked them, he had like a week and a half off. Mm-hmm. But the problem was, homicides, typically he got a call at 2 a.m, and then he worked for 38 hours straight. He goes, with Vice, everything's scheduled. It's like when we do stakeouts, we know what time it is, what days we're going to do it, and he goes, it's all like laid out for me. He said, I have to work more, like spread out, but it's so much better for
And that's
the family too.
That's exactly. I got 3 kids at home, so I mean, my wife, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm putting pants on, going out the door, and she's like, "When am I going to see you next?" I said, here or there, maybe 2 days from now, depending on what we had going on. So. And there's been many of those nights where we've chased robbers around for, work 36, 48 hours straight.
Wow, crazy. So when it comes to pop culture, whether it's movies, TV shows, books, video games, anything like that involves firearms, what's your go-to, Jay?
I listen to the show a lot, so I kind of hear a lot of the same answers. And I've got one I don't know that's been mentioned, but the whole Die Hard series. That's
John McClane.
and that kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, my fascination with the Beretta 92. I think that's partly where that came from. Growing up as a kid, that was like, one of my, series that I always watched. And
I got hooked on the Beretta 92 through
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon, yeah. Mel Gibson shooting the smiley face.
Yeah. So the Die Hard series is a good one, though.
What's the last one that's out? Like Die Hard 15 or
something?
It was a good actor. It was actually
that
pretty
bad.
good.
I've got another movie that I just recently found that I tell you, it has probably some of the best gunplay in it I've ever seen, but it's called Sinners and Saints. It's a
Sinners.
It's a
I've
couple.
heard of that.
The movie's like I think 2 or 3 years old, but it's actually got some really good, really good stuff.
Who's in
it.
that? Do you remember?
I cannot remember the guy's name. One of the guys from Boondock Saints is in it. Not the one that's on
Patrick Flannery.
Not the one that's on Walking. Not
Flannery.
Daryl. Yeah, the other one.
In his name, Patrick
Yeah.
Flannery.
Yeah.
And you'd recognize the other guy that's in it. The Tom Berenger's actually in it.
Oh yeah,
Really?
From
from Sniper fame.
Yeah,
The original Sniper.
Yeah,
but it
And
ranks,
Major League.
It ranks right up there with Heat as far as the
Really?
Yeah, as far as if you're looking for the action level,
I'll have to check
not
it
the
out.
storyline. Now you can't beat a Pacino and De Niro combo.
Yeah.
So
or Pacino and Walken. What's that new movie or latest movie that they've
the
done?
Knockaround guys.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
No,
No, is that
that's with
no? It's not Knockaround guys. It's
Knockaround Guys is with Vin Diesel.
No, it's
It's Pacino.
It's
and
something
Walken.
guys.
Yeah.
It's a buddy movie.
Did they have De Niro?
Yeah.
As Pacino?
No,
It's Pacino and Walken.
Yeah.
It's Christopher Walken.
Frankenstein doesn't scare me
Marsupials
do.
scare me.
because of fast.
Walken's the best.
Stand up guys.
Stand up, guys.
Stand up,
I told you it was
guys.
something guys.
There you go. Yeah, Stand Up Guys. Good movie. Check it out.
What about you, Dave? Same question.
I'm going to have to agree with Jay. Die Hard was just for the play of it, it was the first two. I mean, come on. It's just great stuff.
It's because he was a cop, wasn't it?
That had a little to do with it, too.
And he wasn't, borderline psychotic like Mel Gibson.
True. Yeah.
I guess he kind of leveled out, as the series went on. And I'm not a big Chris
Well,
Rock
he was
fan. And,
kinda-
they brought Chris Rock into that, and that just,
And Pesci.
yeah, well, he's annoying, but
They you at the drive-through.
yeah.
Of all the guns that you've owned or that you own, is there one that's maybe you're a little bit ashamed to say that you own or have owned?
The one that I have owned, probably, I guess, I still own it. Actually, it was a gift from my father, but it's kind of embarrassing when you have it out. but
Does
it's-
he listen to the show?
No,
Okay,
it doesn't.
good.
It's the North American 22 long rifle revolver. You look at it and you're like, this thing's like the size of like a dollar bill is bigger than this thing. But I still have it, But yeah,
That's a neat little conversational piece, though.
yeah, it is. I actually it does have a use whenever I go fishing or something like that. I'll throw it in my pocket. But have you ever shot one of those? I can tell you, it sounds like a howitzer going off.
Really?
That is the
22.
loudest gun I've ever shot.
How long's the barrel on it?
About a quarter inch.
So you got to pretty much press it up against something to give you kind of accuracy on it.
Yeah, I guess I don't really know what purpose it serves. He always carried it in his pocket with the the little rat shot. But like I said, I've took it fishing or something like that. I'll throw it in my pocket. That's got the little folding clip thing. That looks like a belt clip type deal that it folds into, and it folds out like a knife kind of.
That's pretty cool.
But it's definitely not a manly gun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though.
What about you, David?
I'm good at all my guns. I have confidence in all of them.
Good
so.
to go.
Well, I know it'll work. I just don't know how far it will work.
You need to give it that next level of coolness and Cerakote it or something. Oh yeah.
The bad thing is
Put a
I
scope on
could
it.
see where those guns would be dangerous, having laying around because a kid could see that. That thing looks like a toy. It really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
So,
It's like those double taps.
yeah, those
Those
things are
things are-
horrible. It's like a block of aluminum.
Yes.
If you ever held it, in your,
Yeah, I've held it.
that's the worst contoured grip I've ever seen.
The grip is like a box. There's no rectangular. It's just like a square, and then the barrels.
Isn't it like a two finger
No.
trigger?
No, it's got two barrels, but it's
And it holds 2 more rounds in the. I was.
unless Double Tap wants to send us free ones and sponsor us, then we love them.
Actually, no. Thank you.
Yeah,
You keep
I don't
those
want
double tap.
I was actually kind of intrigued by the idea at first, but
Yeah.
and then I saw the price tag of like
it
$600.
expensive? Really?
Yeah, like $500-$600.
Ergonomically, they just
a gimmick.
don't feel good. It's like if I'm going to get something like that, I'm going to get one of those Bond Derringers.
Yeah, that would
The
be
Bond
a-
Arms Derringers. Something
yeah.
like
Oh,
that.
yeah, man.
But
Those
not
things
the
are
double
badass.
top. Not double top. Double
Double
tap.
top?
Yeah. What about next on your bucket list? Gun you want to get. You just can't wait to get that one.
David.
Uh-huh.
Don't know. I hadn't really given it much thought.
Yeah. I mean, if you could have any gun you wanted right now, what would it be?
Like if your chief came to you and said, "What do you want to carry? Pick anything that you don't have."
I don't have. Don't know.
Pass.
it
I
could be
got
a
it.
50 BMG. It could be anything.
Desert Eagle.
Let me carry my Desert Eagle on my
What
side.
keeps you up at night in a cold sweat? You know, thinking, man, I wish I had that. All right,
It could be
Jay.
All right, I've got this. I got
Wrong,
Yeah.
Jay.
Now, this is kind of a two-part answer. So, realistically, what would I like to own? I'm waiting for Glock to do a single stack 9. Like I said, I feel like I'm cheating, carrying a Smith & Wesson. But bucket list gun, if I had an infinite amount of money, MP5.
Yes.
So-
We shot one at the Georgia shoot, and those
That's-
are fun.
yes.
Those are so fun to shoot.
Either that or a Chris, a Vector. Either one of those.
You
It
ever
has to
shot
be
one of those
SBR.
too?
I liked it. The Chris is okay. It's just I think we just had a
Faulty one.
one in a
We
one in a
blew it up.
1,000
Yeah.
deal.
My only concern, well, not concern, my only question about the gun is why have they only, I don't know if maybe the recoil system has to have a 45 round, but you never seen one in anything other than 45.
I don't know.
Well, I like their forward thinkingness. They've broken the mold and gotten away from the standard functionality of a gun, and they've redesigned the whole thing, and I like that. That's how we're going to progress and get to the next level in firearms. So I give them kudos for that. I like the Chris for that simple fact, and it's a cool gun and it shot great. Other than we had a little malfunction with it.
Now, did you get to shoot the new SIG?
It just blew up.
It blew up my hand.
Talking about the Striker Fire one?
Still have my hand.
No,
thank goodness.
the SIG carbine, the MP5 version of a SIG. The SIGs came out
No.
with. Yes,
You didn't.
it's pretty cool looking. I haven't actually seen one. I've seen pictures of them. But
Was SIG even at the range day?
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
Yeah, because they probably.
But they didn't have their
Striker
striker
pistol.
fire there.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's why we didn't shoot anything there.
Yeah. But yeah, they've got ARs.
as far as guns that are feasibly in my future, I want to get my Noveske rifle finished, but I'm kind of waiting on some things to come in stock. So that'll be here in the near future, though. Hopefully.
So you're building a Noveske AR?
Yes, it's-
Complete Noveske?
With the exception of the Veltor upper, which is pretty common on Noveske. So
Yeah.
And then-
5.56.
yes,
Nice.
and then it'll have of course, I've got the Spikes bolt in it, but
Okay.
waiting on them to come out with the KX5. It's supposed to be, last I heard, this month, which is the slimmer version of the Pig.
That's
Expensive.
offensive here in this place, isn't it?
No,
You just
gotta laugh and joke about it. It's funny you mention that because growing up, I never really understood my dad's fascination with pigs because that was an older term, But he'd have them all over the house. People would give them to him and stuff. And actually, of course, this is back in the '80s. I mean, way early '80s. He actually had and I've still got his original badge from then. But he actually had a little pin of a pig that he had kind of JB welded to his badge. Still got it to this day. I promise
He
you.
embraced it.
Yes.
All right.
Heck yeah.
What is PIG an acronym for something?
Well,
I've never
the-
understood what.
I don't know. I mean, what the derogatory version of it is, but I guess the flip side to it, you always see because I'd see this on things growing up around my dad's house would be pride, integrity, and guts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So but that
So it's
obviously
actually a
that obviously-
compliment if somebody
Well,
says it.
I don't think it was actually meant to be. I think that was kind of
Thanks for correcting me because next time I got pulled over, hey, pig.
Yeah,
That wouldn't have been good.
yeah. We'll one up you. I guess was
Step
kind
out
of
of the car, son.
the way that.
I thought it meant pride, integrity, and guts.
But that's how that kind of, I guess, came around for me growing up. Seeing
Or maybe one of our listeners can give us in on the history of that. Yeah.
I don't know that would be a good history.
Well, I'm just curious. I mean,
Why cops are called pigs?
pigs.
Yeah. What's interesting, you ever watch movies when you're kids?
Men are called pigs, and it's
Well, women are also called certain things too, but I don't think you want to do that.
When you're kids and you watch a movie and you don't get the joke, but you laugh because your friends are, and then later in life you watch the movie again and it's
you're like,
hilarious.
oh yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, I can't remember what movie it was, but I remember as a kid, everybody was laughing because some police came to the door and the guy kept saying, "I smell bacon." And I never got it. And then I watched it again when I was in college. I was like, "Oh, okay, gotcha."
And it's still not that funny.
No, it's not. But it's
No,
just
because
a
we don't
joke.
know why.
Yeah, we don't know why. That's another thing. We're talking about the names for police officers, what people call them. Cops is okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
actually short for copper.
Cop.
And
Yeah.
where does that come from?
The badge
The
was made from copper.
Oh, interesting. I've always wondered that because, I've had
Mobster.
friends that are police officers, and I've gone to call them cops, and then I'm like, "Ooh, am I supposed to say that? Is that like pig? Is it?"
No, I hear police officers
Yeah, call
refer
them-
to themselves as
yeah.
cops all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's
It's
TV
universal.
shows run 30 years. No one's complaining. I mean, it's just
Yeah, it's not called pigs.
it's not called pigs. Yeah.
Tell us some funny stories I mean, do y'all do any? Have you both seen Super Troopers?
No, I
have seen Super Troopers
more than once.
Do y'all ever do any of the stuff they do on there? Well, you probably can't say it on the show.
Hasn't worn out just yet.
Y'all never played the Meow game or anything?
I may have been present. No,
I cannot confirm or deny.
Have you pulled over, or can you say like just some crazy off the wall person that has just burnt into the back of your head?
As far as just irate, or
we want some police stories.
Funny.
Irate. I can tell you some funny stories.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll the short version of this. I had stopped a car. Several people in the car. Some of them had drugs on them. There were some other officers, younger officers, very young at the time, that were assisting me. So went to search the car, the people, and one of the younger officers was with me, helping me search the car. And as he's doing so, I'd already went through a bag that was in the back seat. Back up a little bit. There was 2 men and one female in the car. I'm searching. It's an overnight bag. And I already had looked in it and saw that there were some, let's put this the best way, adult toys in this bag. This would have been, I guess, what you would have called a goodie bag for the weekend. They were going to maybe a hotel room or something. And
these are all dudes?
No, there's one female.
Girl.
Oh.
It's 2 guys and a girl.
Oh.
So anyway.
Do tell.
Yeah. No, I didn't ask. I didn't want to know. But anyway, the younger officer, he's asking me questions. Hey, what do I look for? What is this, that, and the other? So I kind of slide in the bag over and say, hey, check this bag out for me. And while he's doing that, I'm talking to him, trying to keep him distracted. And he's not paying attention to what he's doing. He's just pulling things out of the bag. So I get to laughing because he's got the cord to something that uses batteries. As he's pulling it out, he kind of notices that I'm laughing and looks down and immediately just starts screaming, oh my God, oh my God.
That's awesome. What about you, David?
Oh, come on. First day out of the academy, I'm out here on patrol with my boys, and we get in our first vehicle pursuit. I got lost in a neighborhood, and I look up, and the guy is just coming at me. And I'm like, oh, great. And they're all yelling on the radio, move, move. I'm like frozen, just kind of sitting there waiting. The guy goes around me and wrecks out. And we're all standing around, got the guy in custody. Everything's great. And we had a rookie dispatcher who was going onto the road. And they had issued him a Chevy Trailblazer, or Chevy Blazer was his first vehicle. And he had left. He was a dispatcher on duty. We're on scene. His shifts change, and he gets in this police car and runs out there. All the guys in custody, everything's squared away. He pulls up on the scene. There's this big white smoke flowing out from underneath the Chevy Blazer. He ran from here across town with the emergency brake on, lights and siren. And he gets there, and it's kind of, he reminded me of Farva from Super Troopers. Here I come, okay? All right, I mean, it was,
do you need my assistance?
We won't mention his name. He's a detective over at Wilson County now. But like I said, so we're standing around, and we had just gotten these new Blazers here at the police department. They're brand new, and Chief's first words, don't wreck the damn things. And here he comes rolling up, and smoke just rolling out from his.
I may know who you're referring to.
Yeah. So like I said, but it's interesting. And there's so many, like Jay and I were talking about earlier, so many stories, you just don't remember every one. I mean.
And now it's time for
Facts to fight the myths.
All right, guys. So give us some myths that are associated with being a cop, police officer in the law enforcement industry, such as undercover cops have to identify themselves if asked. And that's a myth, right?
That is a myth.
That is a myth.
So something along those lines.
A myth.
Yeah, you kind of stumped me there. I'm trying to think.
The insanity defense lets you get away with murder.
Well, see, that's totally judicial. That's different. That's a different. Yeah. That's a different
level than
level,
we're on.
Yeah.
You get to a district attorney. I mean, they can try and plead it, but it depends on what court you're in.
I got one.
All right.
So the whole thing that when you see this a lot, I guess if you watch cops and stuff, the people that will run and then they'll like, I made it home. You can't arrest me here. Yeah, that's a no-go. You're going to jail.
They think that's sanctuary.
Just because you made it home,
it's like
that doesn't matter. It's not
like you guys aren't
sacred,
vampires. That's not a church.
It's not sacred ground. Or the running in the house. I'm in my house. You can't arrest me. That's also a no-go.
That's the biggest myth too. Is you hear all these people say, "Well, I can run from the police. They're not going to chase me." Well, here in Wilson County, we chase people. I mean,
some places it depends on the department and the policies, and you start getting into some different things there.
But for the majority, if you've done something wrong,
how close it is to quitting time.
Well, no, that's never stopped me. Unfortunately,
That's never stopped.
that's usually when it happens.
There's been times where
Because there's OT involved.
there's been times where it's been like, man, why didn't this happen like 3 hours earlier? Or you get that call at like 30 minutes before shift change, and it's like, because we work 12-hour shifts when I work patrol, so that you didn't want to work much more after 12.
You guys have a life and a family, just like everybody else. You want to get back
working
to.
nights on 12s, that gets pretty rough quick. So
what about this? That everybody gets a phone call? Is that a myth?
That's true,
No,
but
you usually get more than one.
Everyone gets one free phone call.
Well, when they get to the jail, not from the backseat of my patrol car, not from the interview room. You get a call once in jail, has processed you in, took your picture, and got you all squared away because they want to get rid of you. They want to call your bondsman and they want you out the door. But
God, I
But
know.
is it just one phone call?
no, they usually get more than one.
Yeah, I mean
guess
that's
they
the thing is like you get one phone call. So you make that call and you get an answer machine, you're screwed.
See,
you know?
I'll tell you what, he made me think of something though. That would make for some awesome video.
What's that?
To I know there's protocol. You could never do this, but like
But
if
we
we had
could.
a ride around and we just happened to film, throw a phone back there for them to do a phone call, and they're in the
I was
back.
to say we can arrange
I
the
bet
ride
you could
along.
hear. I bet you could hear some crazy stuff.
As far as the ride along, we can arrange that.
Yeah, that's come on,
that's a
ride me.
no-brainer.
Do it.
Can you do
done.
ride-alongs?
yeah.
Yes, that's a no-brainer.
I got a buddy who's a Tennessee Highway Patrolman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go on ride-alongs with him.
All they
That's
do is
gotta be
write
boring.
tickets and work wrecks. That's all.
Oh, but they go fast.
And they've got the
They get the
stiffest
job
faces of all of
fast.
them.
Yeah.
But,
All right, so I got to ask you.
What do you-
I got one more myth that
Okay.
just kind of. This is something that actually has been told to me before. You can't arrest me because you don't have a warrant, and I hate
Or you
to tell
can't.
people, but
What about searching?
Well, that depends. You start getting into
If you
constitutional
got
rights.
probable cause, you don't need a warrant, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That means you're going to jail. I have enough to take you to jail. But there's been plenty of times where people said,
Have either of y'all traced calls before?
traced calls?
Yeah.
I can't confirm.
Like
or deny that.
when somebody calls in for a ransom or something, they're sitting there tracing and it's like,
No.
keep him,
No.
keep him on the line, keep him on the line, keep him on the line.
That's TV stuff. That's pretty good. Though.
Does
Just
it
like
really take that long?
Just like DNA results come back within 30 seconds. Between
Yeah.
commercial breaks, you have a DNA result.
Or you solve a crime in an hour. God, I wish that was true.
And there's no paperwork involved when you shoot
Never
somebody.
paperwork.
yeah.
Yeah, just done.
Go back to Die Hard.
Or you get your
Pat you
partner
on the
to do
back.
it.
Good job.
Yeah.
Get your partner to do the paperwork.
Yeah.
Okay, talking about
true
stuff
detective.
you've done technology wise. Here's myths. They may be myths. They may be true. You may not be able to tell us. Do you have? Is there a thing where there's like a scanner for the new money? Have y'all heard that rumor that?
Like if I had a wad of
'Cause
new money on
the
me right
new
now,
money
if you
that
had
has
little
the
scanners,
scannable
you could
thing?
tell me exactly how much money I had on me.
I have no idea. That
Okay.
would be
Yeah.
a Secret Service question.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good one. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, there's the urban legend floating around on the internet that there's now scanners, and as people are as cops are
Yeah. The new money
speed
has
trapping
chips
you,
or something in
they'll
them.
actually
Yeah.
scan your car for the money and stuff.
Really?
If you have over 20,000, they'll pull you over or something like that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be. You'd have to have a little bit more than that to pull somebody. over.
Yeah, that's some good stuff though. That's funny.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. And then the other one, what was the other one I was going to ask? I don't know. I don't want to ask.
X-ray
if I can't
vision?
remember what it was. X-ray vision? Yeah,
Well,
y'all have
you
X-ray
can
vision.
pick up-
And
Did they give you that?
I wish.
Your new cell phones, you can hold it over and
with the smartphones, you look at the shootout Metro National had the other day. The lady had the app on her phone, and they were tracking it by the helicopter. And
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
got over there in Elliston Place and ended up shooting a guy. Ended up shooting a suspect and killing him. So I mean, I don't know much more facts than what's been on the news of the case, but they were tracking it by the smartphone.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, because of the apps. And when I was a detective, if you lost your iPad or your iPhone, you had the app on there. We had several successful cases where a lot of times it turned up not being stolen, just person losing their phone and leaving the shopping cart somewhere and somebody else picking it up and returning it, and
Oh, wow.
we located them. So
Yeah, I read that story that
Yeah.
you're talking about. The guy was running from the cops, and then he stole a car.
hot carjacked somebody. Well, he got into a
And she left her phone in there, and her
The daughter.
aunt or somebody
Her daughter. Yeah.
had the
Yeah.
track my phone or whatever the
had
app
that
was,
app
yeah.
on there, and they tracked the guy.
All what else? My wife and I were sitting at TGI Fridays on West
That
End,
was
getting
cool.
ready to go out to the George Strait concert. All these blue lights come by, and I'm going, something bad has happened, honey. She goes, stop being a police. I'm like, honey, I can't just turn it off, okay? You're watching a helicopter fly overhead, 14 marked police cars scream by the restaurant, and you know something's going on. So,
Yeah. It's not just a party.
yeah, it's not just a little minor fender bender.
So that was a good segment to bring facts to fight the myths back.
It was. We hadn't done one in a while. So, guys, one of the reasons we're here today and we've got something going on in a couple weeks is the screening of the Heroes Behind the Badge movie. And that's something that y'all put together for some of the local fraternal orders of police, right?
That's correct. We're doing it in partnership with local police departments and the Fraternal Order Police Lodges, some of the local ones here.
Now, what you guys are doing, you're doing that to raise funds for a couple of different things, right?
That's correct. Part of the proceeds we raise will go to back to the production company, and they in turn, Bill can get into that. He can explain all that. But money that we raise that stays locally, part of that will be used to help send us to National Police Week, which is in May. Another portion of it's going to go to Middle and East Tennessee Cops, which is Concerns of Police Survivors. They're a nonprofit organization that help benefit the widows and children of fallen police officers. And now, as well as the coworkers and stuff like that.
National Police Week is not a big party thing where all the cops go up to Washington, D.C. and throw down and get crazy. It's actually something very very serious.
That's correct. There is some social gatherings, but that would be.
But the main purpose of
it is. You have the Candlelight Vigil, which is a very huge event, and then you also have the actual the ceremony on the national. It's actual national.
But what it's for? It is they are honoring and remembering
fallen police officers.
Yep.
Fallen police officers that were killed in the line of duty.
That's correct. And you, as well as you have some what they call historicals, and David can explain to you more about historicals. He's actually a part in some of that. But they'll just basically going through records and find that an officer may have been killed in the line of duty 60 years ago and was never actually recognized.
Right.
So they'll actually put them on the memorial.
So they have a wall there.
Yeah, it's not more of a wall as in like the Vietnam Wall. Mm-hmm. It's more of, I guess you would say, like a roundabout with a fountain and a reflecting pool in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. And there's names that go on the walls around the side, but the walls themselves are probably 4 to 6, maybe 4 to 5 feet tall.
Mm-hmm. And like Jay was saying, in 2013, we lost 111 officers were killed in line of duty across the country. And as of right now, those are the officers who are going on the wall in 2014. And there will be some archival officers, and they're still waiting for approval as we talk about today. So those are officers from back in the day in the 1800s or 19. I mean, a lot of some of these guys that retire spend time researching this, going down and finding death certificates, finding old newspaper articles and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
And they don't have to be that long ago.
Yeah,
I mean, we've had some that were within there was some that were within a couple years.
Yeah, they just kind of fell through the cracks.
There's a process that has to be some line of duty deaths. There's a process they have to go through. I think actually when you had Argo J on, you were talking about the female officer in his area,
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was kind of one of those that had to go through the process before it was considered a line of duty death.
Right,
and it is a process. I mean, between when you get the federal government involved in anything, it always becomes a process. So
it's not always just as simple as somebody getting shot or killed in a car accident, and that's the facts.
This is the second year that you guys have had the screening event.
That's correct.
And this is a 2-part movie right now. So you did the first part last year, the Heroes Behind the Badge.
That's correct.
And then this year is going to be the
It's
the second installment or segment.
It's Heroes Behind the Badge, Survival and Sacrifice. I believe is all correct.
We've got the man right here with us.
Bill, correct me because I'm sure I've got it backwards. But
so we've got Bill Erfurth, the producer, creator of Heroes Behind the Badge, here with us today to tell us more about this movie. Bill, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you.
So we're glad and excited to get back to the Tennessee area. The guys that you've got with you in studio did a great job last year when we showed the first screening of Heroes Behind the Badge. And so we're excited to come back. Our second film is Heroes Behind the Badge, Sacrifice and Survival. And the second film actually deals a little bit more with officers that were critically injured in the line of duty and survived, whereas in the first film it was more about line of duty deaths. And as you guys were talking earlier, we did do these films in partnership with the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in D.C., so 50% of the proceeds goes back to support the memorial.
So how did you come up with the concept to do these movies, Bill?
The way this all came together is I had done 26 years with the Miami-Dade Police Department in Miami, Florida, and retired 6 years ago. And my first 5 years on the job, 4 of my personal friends were murdered in the line of duty. So it's something that never leaves you, something that you always remember. And then in 2011, after retiring from the job, two of my other personal friends both worked for me in the Narcotics Bureau and the Fugitive Unit. Their names were Roger Castillo and Amanda Hallworth. They were both shot and killed, shot in the head, serving a murder warrant. And at that time, it was kind of a decision that if we're going to make a movie like this, I want to make a movie that forever commemorates and honors their loss. And Craig Floyd is the chairman of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial up in D.C., and he and I have been friends for 20-some-odd years, and for the last 5 years he'd been talking about, let's do this movie, let's do a documentary film. No one's ever done a full-length feature film documentary that really highlights the sacrifices and losses within law enforcement and the goings-on and the honor during National Police Week. So we went ahead and did that and made the first movie, and the movie was so widely received and endorsed that we had a lot of arm twisting to do the second one, but in all seriously, not a lot of arm twisting, because quite frankly, there were so many rewarding experiences from the first movie, including 4 different officers from across the United States at different screenings that had come up to me and had said, if it weren't for watching your movie, I'd probably be dead today. So
wow.
You couldn't ask for a lot more than that.
That's very powerful. Jay got in touch with you. It's my understanding that this is a very prestigious opportunity for them to be able to do this screening for their event. Is that right?
Yeah, Jay was actually stalking me, I believe.
He's very persistent.
I can be a little persistent. It's part of the it's part of the tenacity of being a police officer.
Yeah, he did. He and Dave, they both did a great job. They got everybody together. The venue there did a great job. We ended up doing over 100 screenings of the first film around the United States, and we're back going strong with the second film, and we're excited to come back there to Lebanon and have another great turnout.
Bill, it's Lebanon.
Yeah. Are y'all going overseas?
I'm sorry.
We're not
here in Tennessee. It's Lebanon.
We should have rehearsed that earlier.
I just made it all that more funny.
Yeah, you get that a lot.
So how many screenings are you doing in the States this time?
I still get requests every week, so we started doing screenings a couple of months ago now, and I would say we're kind of on track to do just as many as last year. I've got screenings now booked all the way into July, which is raising some eyebrows because I've got 2 other projects in the works, and I'm not quite sure I'm going to juggle all this, but it's for a great cause, and it's certainly a labor of love and making a big difference in a lot of ways.
Now, if our listeners wanted to watch this movie, to buy this movie, how would they go about doing that, Bill?
Yeah, so the best way for people to find out a little bit more is to go to our website, heroesbehindthebadge.com. We also have a presence on Facebook, Heroes Behind the Badge, Twitter. They can go to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial site. The National Memorial actually has a physical store in Washington, D.C., as well as an online store where people can go directly to their online store and order both the first film and the second film. They're available on DVD and Blu-ray. And then on the first film, it's actually available on quite a few digital formats, including iTunes and Amazon and any number of those. You just go and search those sites and type in Heroes Behind the Badge.
Awesome.
And they can also, April 11th, come to
Lebanon.
And it's at, tell us where the event's at.
The event has actually been held at the Journey Church, and that is in Lebanon on Leeville Pike. It's 212 Leeville Pike. Pretty easy to find.
Lebanon, Tennessee.
37087.
37087.
If they need tickets, we have them at the Mount Juliet Police Department, the Wilson County Sheriff's Department, and the Lebanon Police Department, and also the Laverne Police Department.
Laverne Police Department also, yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
So you guys say Lebanon because you got that twang thing going on.
Oh, you should hear how we pronounce Shelbyville.
Shovel.
It's shovel.
Good thing I didn't say that one then.
Nashville.
Bill, how many screenings were in Tennessee last year?
Last year, I believe there were 2, and I think that's the same case. There was another one on the other side of the state last year, And I think that's correct, isn't it, Jay?
That's what I was curious. I don't thought there was one in the Memphis area. Maybe is that right?
There was one in the Memphis area, but it was really closer to Arkansas, and there was one in a smaller locale somewhere closer, maybe to Knoxville, I believe.
Probably West Memphis, Arkansas, I think.
Well, West Memphis, there was 2 officers that were featured in it.
Yeah.
The first film from West Memphis.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, Bill, thank you for putting this together. It's doing a lot of good.
Yeah, well, we're really excited about it. It's certainly changing some perceptions and attitudes and changing and saving some lives. So we're really excited to keep it going. And
now, are you going to be here April 11th?
April 11th, I'm looking forward to it. I just booked it yesterday, by the way. So
sweet. We're going to be there as well, so we look forward to meeting you in person.
Yep.
All right. Well, that'll be great.
We're going to record the show from there.
Oh, okay. Excellent. You're gonna bootleg it.
Oh, yeah.
No camera.
We're not going to record our show. We're just going to hiddenly record the movie.
We're going to pirate it.
Thanks, Bill.
Appreciate it.
All right, everybody. Take care. Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
Bill.
See you April 11th.
All right. So long. Bye-bye.
Right, so that was Bill
Erfurth.
And that's just part of the event that's coming up is the screening of the movie.
That's correct.
People, it's limited seating, so if you guys want to come see this, get in touch with those departments that Jay just told you about. But what else we're doing? We're doing some auctions also.
We got a big silent auction. That's kind of been, along with getting the event going, that was kind of an idea that Dave and I kind of kicked around. And so he's like, hey, you take lead on that, and I'll worry about some other things. So last year I just went on an email blitz and got some pretty good stuff last year. So I'm always trying to do things bigger and better the next time. And I've got some pretty good stuff to put in that silent auction. So can I get a little teaser maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's say what we've got so far. I mean, we want people to get out there.
We'll be here for a few minutes if I say what I've got. But I'll say for the gun people out there, the big ticket items, we've got 2 Noveske Gen 1 chainsaw lowers. So that's a pretty big prize there.
You know who's going to be bidding on that? This guy.
You're looking at me too. So there's 2 of them. Yeah,
I was going to say there's 2.
Maybe we could just run the table and split them.
We might have to. We have to work a deal.
The NRA Law Enforcement Division, I will say that they have been very helpful both years, actually. Glenn Hoyer is their president, and I actually got to meet Glenn the year before we did the screening. Part of our trip that we take every year, National Police Week, Dave always tasked me with kind of finding a group sightseeing type thing because we get a lot of people that have never been before. So I'm a big gun guy, and I said, you know what? Let's do the NRA Museum. It's open to the public anyway.
Yeah,
good choice.
But I contacted them, and actually they had one of their head curators come in and do a narrated tour.
Oh, wow.
So the NRA was super hospitable.
So you got a level 1 tour.
Oh, yeah. Did you get like Joe Montana or somebody?
Yeah, Joe Montana was there doing the gun stories. He was actually part of the. We didn't get to see part of the museum, but yeah.
So he was there in person.
He was there in person.
That's
so
cool.
Glenn actually came in. The Glenn Hoyer, their president, or I guess his title's, I don't think it's president, but the person that's over their law enforcement division, and he actually came in, introduced himself, gave me his card, and I hit him up, last year for this event, and hit him up again this year, and he sent me some stuff. They actually sent me one of their badges and a knife and some things like that, challenge coins and whatnot. So we're still open for any event, for any donations that anybody wants to shoot.
Yeah, I mean we've got some people that are tied in with us that have donated some things. We've got Rob Pincus with ICE Training has donated a boatload of training DVDs and his books. And the big ticket item there is he's giving away a $500 training certificate.
You can never have too much training.
Our buddy Griff at Combat Flip Flops is going to be donating a pair of flip flops and a T-shirt.
Yeah, see, that'll be something else that I'll be battling on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's the certificate's good for whatever they've got, so you can go and get whatever size and brand flip flop you want. So that's going to be cool. Same thing with their T-shirt.
We've also had a lot of local participation too with the silent auction. Everything from my wife has even went so far as to get cakes donated. And it's funny because some local bakeries donated these cakes last year. She came up with the idea, and I was like, yeah, whatever, So when we had our roundtable meeting with all the department heads, the sheriff of Wilson County and the chief of my department, the chief of Dave's department, the one of the first questions that got asked is, are the cakes going to be there again this year? So,
Gotta love it.
Food. People love food.
And she had already said, I don't think I'll be able to get those. So I immediately called her and said, I don't care what you have to do. You better have
Make
those
it
cakes
happen.
there.
Make it happen.
So
And Pepper has, she's affiliated with the Nashville TV show, has been able to get in touch with the guys there, and they have donated a original script signed by all the cast of the pilot episode.
Oh,
so
wow.
if there's any Nashville fans out
Don't
there,
tell my wife that. I'm broke as it is. Good Lord.
and there's an autographed picture of the cast and a shot glass and a pick,
And a
Nashville
hat.
pick and a hat and a Nashville hat. So all that is going to be a nice little package right there. But that's a really unique kind of item, especially for Nashville fans.
Sure.
Exactly.
To
And
get,
I think we've got
because it's got
some-
Hayden Panettiere's autograph on there. It's got Connie Nielsen.
Sure. I've never
Yeah.
watched it.
Well, I'm saying the actors' names. I don't know the characters'
Sure.
names. But all those guys have signed it. So
Part of the event also is not just about the silent auction. We actually have a demonstration of sorts where we'll have a lot of the emergency vehicles and
Yep.
stuff like that out. So,
Where you'll tase Zeke from the Talking Lead.
yeah.
and Talking Lead's going to be there. We're going to be recording
Talking
our
Lead's
show.
going to be there. Hunter Club of Wilson County is going to be there. Bethel University is going to be there. We're got some displays set up inside where folks can go talk to folks at booths. I know that we're getting our new Hummer. The military's been real nice and giving all the law enforcement
sweet.
agencies Hummers.
H1s?
Yeah,
Ooh.
we got the white one out back. I know y'all got a
I got
a
dibs
black
on a
one.
ride.
Y'all got a black one.
We need a Talking Lead H1.
I think
Yeah. We need some more.
Aren't y'all
sponsors.
bringing that? What is it, LAV?
Well, our LAV will probably be there.
Yeah,
so.
they always bring it.
Sweet.
So
Are
I
those
said-
available for taking little joyrides? there?
We can make something happen.
Do a ride
Probably
along.
not that day. Maybe we'll try to work something out. On a
We
later
can
date.
definitely. I mean,
Scheduled for a later date.
Yeah.
Now, this is the
Hit me up tomorrow.
This is a Friday,
Remind me.
right?
this is the
Friday.
Friday.
It's Friday,
Okay, it's a
April the
Friday,
11th. Dave and I'll be there pretty much all day.
Yeah.
I'm sure y'all will be there pretty early as well. But the doors will open 5:30ish, maybe a little bit early, and the actual screening will start at 7. We'll end the silent auction about 10-15 minutes prior to that. We're going to have full honor presentation of the colors, national anthem, and
Now I'm singing that, right?
God.
Didn't you me to?
yeah, that's fine because I'll be outside for the first part.
I'm going to have my headphones on. Now, I've got a question. We had another officer. We won't mention your name or anything. Just walk
Oh,
in.
you can
You've
mention
got
it.
a very odd-looking backup there. What you got?
Backup right here.
Yeah.
That is a taser.
Oh, that's why it's odd looking. I'm like, I was looking. I was like, I don't know.
He's
that
from
guy.
the future.
It's just Sergeant Tyler Chandler. He's our PIO,
Nobody knows what
a lot of
acronyms.
one-
I was going to say,
100.
please help us with that.
Public Information Officer.
And,
Okay.
and that's
All right,
Sergeant.
I said Sergeant Tyler Chandler.
He said sergeant.
Thank you. I was, and we, the Mount Juliet Police Department's all big on Twitter and Facebook. I think we're like number 5 in the nation or 10 in the nation.
yeah.
I had to mention
Really?
it. We did.
Gosh,
We're on.
are, no.
Why are we not following y'all? We need to follow you. Are we? Yeah. Why? That's why we're following you.
I think so.
So we're pretty proud of
Your
that.
Facebook page
And
Okay,
Twitter.
You do Twitter. You
I
handle
do.
Twitter.
Yeah. I'll follow you.
Yeah, I don't-
What is it?
I don't have anything to do with Twitter.
Juliet Police.
Okay.
NT Juliet.
I will do it right now.
Which
I
is
think I got you on Facebook.
You
here.
can tweet a
Let me make
picture
sure.
of that if you
Yeah,
want.
I will.
so he is ingenious at it. And
Y'all got a blue check mark and everything. Woo!
I don't do the social media.
That's
so
a
I
big
don't-
deal.
I don't know. Is that a
Like
big
like
deal?
Twitter, you can't apply to be a verified account. They give them out, and y'all gotta. That's
hey,
All right, we're hooked up on Facebook now.
that's what the man
And
does. He
Twitter.
does a good job at it. So
I think Lebanon's the one that I had on.
There you go.
yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong. A little hometown rivalry. That doesn't
Yeah,
hurt anybody.
yeah.
We play well together, but it's
see. We want to do more with the local police department
well.
too.
Now you've got
Yeah.
your plug.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
you got to realize, it's between all the agencies that are going to be there represented. We're
Yeah.
one of the cool things that we're going to have is
Appreciate
a multi-jurisdictional
You can
honor
hang out,
guard. So
Tyler.
it'll be
Oh,
the first.
awesome.
You can hang out.
It'll be the first time in a long time we've had that. So that'll be pretty cool. We're getting that together for it, and there'll be some other things going on during Heroes Behind the Badge. I mean, it's gonna be
Well, like I said, you've got your plug, so we'll swap numbers and stuff later on.
Yeah.
But anytime, I'm always like,
You got my number, bro.
Yeah, let's shoot, man. I like
Yeah,
to put some
heck yeah.
rounds down the range. So
Yeah, we'll definitely do it.
See, we talked about the auction.
Oh.
What about, did we talk about entertainment, singing? Somebody going to be there singing?
You said you were.
Yeah, you were. I mean, I've already canceled the other person I had lined up.
Well,
I
I,
saw him
I
text
kind of
it.
elbowed. I told Marcus the wrong date, so he would.
So you
Yes.
wouldn't be able to do it.
I saw he had a gig that day, so
Yeah.
I said, it's going to be the 15th is when it is.
Yeah. So actually, the person that's going to do the national anthem during the presentation of the colors, her husband is actually a state trooper here locally. So it was kind of cool to get to tie that in. She also happens to be a member of our church too. So, but she was more than willing to do it. She was honored to do it. And then, like I said before, there'll be a full honors presentation of the colors. So that'll be our police department's honor guard, Lebanon Police Department honor guard, Mountain Juliet Police Department honor guard, and the sheriff's department will be participating in that
Then
as
the
well.
Verns and Metros coming out.
Are they?
Talked
See,
with
I
Lieutenant
didn't
Carroll
know
the
that,
other day. So that's some other stuff we got going on. So it's going to be a pretty cool evening.
We want to meet all those guys.
We have plenty
Hook
of
us up.
tickets still available. So
I mean, that's the key. I mean, the more folks that come out, come out
Can
and
we?
bid.
Anything you
I guess
guys
we
want to
covered
plug? Anything
Plug.
else? Anything else you want to plug?
We have the
Promote?
FOP golf tournament coming up
Oh.
May 23rd here at the Lebanon Country Club in Lebanon.
Can anybody play in it?
Anybody can play in it.
Okay.
We hit
teams,
we
like a scramble team.
play teams. We try and 4-man teams.
Yeah.
And I think it's $75 a player, includes lunch, and depending if we can get a beer company and donate beer, we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, good stuff.
Sounds like those realtor tournaments that HG Press goes to.
there you go.
So when y'all go to Police Week, do y'all have a big group from the whole state, or just your local precincts, or how's that work?
Dave can kind of kick into how that got started. I guess it started small locally, and now it's ballooned to a statewide kind of.
Of course, in 2003, we lost our two guys out here on the interstate, and the following year in 2004, we had a small group because we didn't know any different. We had you leave Tennessee and go to Washington D.C. for Police Week. If you've never been there before, it's kind of overwhelming. So one of the nights that we had a down night, Sheriff Ash that time and I were sitting at the bar, and he looked at me and goes, "Don't ever let this happen again." I said, "Okay, Sheriff, I won't." So in 2005 we started reaching out. In 2006 started reaching out further. And in 2009 we it was a deadly year here in Tennessee, and we hooked up with a bunch of law enforcement agencies, Spring Hill Police Department, Franklin County Sheriff's Department, and we're going down I-81 in like a 13-car convoy, and we get to D.C. and we're real organized, and the stuff that we helped with, we got excellent feedback. So the following year we said, okay, we're not going to stop every 15 minutes trying to get down there. We're going to rent a bus, and on that bus that first year we had officers from Memphis and from Nashville that went up with us, and this year alone, we're looking at 10 law enforcement agencies from across the state that are up there with us and helping us. And we're using, Anchor Trailways, who is our bus company. Last year, we kind of had a little, how do we put this? How do I word this properly? I kind of procrastinated in booking the bus because I kind of assumed it would be there. And I went down there. I said, "I need my bus," and they said, "We don't have a bus for you." I said, "What do you mean?" And they said, "But I do have this VIP bus out here." So I said, "Okay, let me see how many seats you can fit." So we had 25 cops on the VIP bus, had
Nice.
big screen TV.
Yeah, that was made to accommodate about 12.
Yeah, it was a little tight, but we
It's like
made
a
it.
college dorm
Did you
room
have
in there.
stewardesses on this?
Yeah, there was no room for them.
There was
It
no
was
room.
standing room only.
But hey,
and one bathroom.
Hey, we made it work though. I mean, I had a recliner. I don't care about everybody
I
else.
do
but,
too. I mean,
but,
it's a little cozy, huh?
Rank
Well, like I
has
said-
its privileges, so
we kind of got everybody up there, and it was so this year again we're using Anchor Trailways. Got a bigger bus this year, and we try to keep everybody together. And then we get there, Two Rivers Ford here in town pays for our rental cars, so we get up there, and the first thing we do is pick up 3 black Suburbans, so we look important, and upfit them with our blue lights, so we look even more important, and transport our widows and our survivors from around the state. So we've kind of, unfortunately, with the line of duty deaths, we've gotten somewhat better at it.
Right.
But it all goes back to 2004, where we had no idea,
Right.
because it's overwhelming for a department. You get a department on one of our big years was several years ago. Captain Braden from the Wartburg Police Department up in East Tennessee was killed in line of duty. The department's 6 officers in the entire department. 3 of them were related to the captain that passed away.
Wow.
And so, can you imagine the emotional overwhelmingness and having to take care of family, nieces and nephews and whatnot? So we're there, and when you have officers from across the state, when we put our heads together, we actually get some stuff done.
Yeah.
And it the most important thing is taking care of these families while we're there. We had the Maples family from Cleveland last year. He had 3 small boys. One of my favorite pictures is the day of the memorial service at the Capitol. The kids are on one knee, and there's probably 15, 20 law enforcement agencies, 50 cops from Tennessee in Washington standing around them. So for the rest of their life, they're going to have that photograph. And remember that the state of Tennessee stepped up and took care of them. And that's what we want. That's kind of what we're trying to progress. So by having this Heroes Behind the Badge is another way for us to fund what we're trying to do.
As well as raise awareness. We don't want to take away from that. I don't want this to turn, I don't want people to think this is just a money-making effort. I mean, because yes, we are trying to raise money, but the money's going to a good cause, as well as the overall.
Well, it
goals.
helps you guys bring awareness.
It does, and it brings an insight to I won't say that everybody sees the cool side. You get cops and things like that. The fun, exciting stuff, but.
Die Hard.
Yeah, die Hard. There you go. Nothing like jumping out of a building with a fire hose wrapped around you. But
because that happens around here.
It does, But on a serious note, I mean, we have a stressful job, and there's obviously danger involved in that. I mean, people want to do us bodily harm just because of what we do, and as well as a lot of times what gets neglected is the family. Mm-hmm. There's been plenty of birthdays, holidays, anniversaries that we've all missed, and I knew that going into this. Obviously, like I said, grew up around it. Dave did as well, but it's time to give back, and that's what we do. That's a big part of Police Week is giving back
and paying it forward. Because I remember sitting in this room right here after Jerry and John died. We had no clue what we were going to do. And Chief Deb Faulkner of the Metro National Police Department walked in and goes, "What do you need, detective?" I said, "Chief, hell if I know. I mean, I'm 30 minutes post death. I don't know." She looked over at their honor guard commander and goes, "Buddy, whatever they need, I don't care. All overtime is approved." And when we had Jerry's funeral, God rest his soul, people still talk about it today, and it's remembrance of those officers. So we're paying it forward. We got help when we needed it, and now through the Mount Juliet Police Department, through the Wilson County Sheriff's Office, through Lebanon Police Department, we're paying it back forward to the rest of these agencies, and it's important to us.
That's awesome, dudes.
And it couldn't be done without the support of. I will have to sing high praises of all the administration of the Guard of representative departments. I mean,
Chief Hambrick and Sheriff Bryant, Chief Bowen,
and
Chief Walker now
with Laverne. I mean, without their support, we would not be able to do what we do. I mean, perfect example is right here.
Yeah. I went to my chief, said, "Can we do this?" He goes, "Yeah, whatever you got to do." I mean, said, "These guys want to come in and talk about guns, and they want to do a podcast." He goes, "What's a podcast?" I said, "Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay, Chief."
Hey, that's what I said when we first did this.
Well, thank y'all for everything that you're doing, not just with this event, but as police officers
day-to-day service.
Yeah, thank
you so much.
And we appreciate y'all coming out. The more folks that hear about it, hopefully the more will show up, and the more awareness we can put out there.
Yeah.
Well, just know that we're another vehicle for you guys to use. However we can help out, we're here.
And hey,
let us know. Not just for this event, but for
getting tased.
If you want, we'll make it happen.
That's him. I'm not getting tased.
I'll check with my doctor. If he says it's cool, I'll do it. If we can raise money.
I tell you what, when we get done, we'll go out in the parking lot. I believe I have my taser with me.
Hey, we got to raise money first.
We know where one's at.
Yeah,
Tyler's got one. But like I said,
we do have a question that we've asked. Well, we've only had one other police officer on the show before, but we
had two.
Who was the other one?
We had David.
Oh, that's right.
And we had Bruce.
Bruce. But with all the scare with this ban, we've talked to a lot of our friends that are police officers and in the military, and we like to ask the question just to say, "Hey, relax. If anything ever came through, because y'all swear oath to protect the Constitution, also, right?
Absolutely.
So if anything ever came down, trickled down from up executive order saying, go take everybody's guns." What would happen?
In your opinion?
In my opinion?
Yeah.
Not what would I do?
We don't want to.
What would you do?
Take the fifth, okay?
If you want to take the fifth, take the fifth.
Well, I mean, I think
I will tell you this much. I can speak on behalf of several of my friends, that are police officers as well. We are all, for the most part, are gun guys. Now, that is back to the myths, debunking. But not all cops are gun guys. I can assure you of that, or gals. But there are a lot. And so anyway, I can tell you that some of my coworkers and friends would, we we would have some objection against that. No, you're going to have a lot of
There'd be some
administration.
divisiveness.
Yeah,
Division.
You would have you would have some administrations across the board that would be there. You've already seen that. I mean, how many places out west have you seen that where sheriffs have refused to endorse a lot of this? So you're going to see that across the board. I think
really and true. I think that would come down to in this county, it would come down to the district attorney general and our sheriff saying you must do this. I don't think that my chief would make it happen. I think you'd follow direction of the sheriff and the district attorney general.
I think
you'd probably, if they enforced it, you'd probably lose a lot of officers. I would imagine.
I think a lot of people turn their badges in.
I think you would see a lot of, like he's kind of saying. I mean, I can speak on my chief's behalf. He would not do anything that he felt was an infringement on anybody's constitutional rights.
Mm-hmm. And it'd be a tough day because I don't think that I think there'd be a lot of what we call a blue flu going around.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm sick.
Days.
I'm sick. I ain't coming in for the next couple of weeks. I mean, and I think that's most departments across this county would be the same way. Hey,
across the state.
We're very fortunate to be in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah.
I have some very good friends, which actually, ironically enough, I met at National Police Week, and they are actually New York City police officers. And they are some of the biggest gun guys and are so envious of what we have here. And actually to the point where both of them, are fairly close to retirement because they have a pretty good pension there and they can retire within 20 years. Must be nice.
Yeah, it must be nice.
But anyway, they're actually seriously considering moving to Tennessee just because of, number one, the cost of living and the overall quality of life.
When we did the Rescue Ranch event, we met one. He's with Next Level Readiness. And we were talking exactly what you're talking about right there. I mean, he's like,
there was some kind of
my retirement coming up, my pension.
But their dadgum trigger finger is going to be strong as hell because they add those 300-pound triggers to it.
340-pound squat.
You think about it, though. I mean, talking about me, I have the ability to carry pretty much, what I want to on and or off duty. Mm-hmm. They don't. Yeah. I mean, they get a list of you can carry this, or this, and that's it. I mean,
and then they have to be dummied down.
Yeah. So I mean, to the point where they've actually taken things off of their list. Because one of my good friends, he actually was like, he was really partial to, I believe it was a car K9. He was like, they took it off the list. Can't carry it anymore.
Wow.
So
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well,
we like to thank ICE Training, ICEtraining.us.
All or Nothing Tattoo Studios is allornothingtattoo.com and their very gun-friendly merchandise store, strangleholdmerch.com.
HG Press, Holder and Green Professional Real Estate Services. Give those gun-friendly realtors a call, and you can call them toll-free at 1-800-615-1840, extension 2222, or
pew, 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 pew.
Pew, 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 pew. And if you're local, you can call 615-881-1684.
And check out 1776 United at 1776united.com. Their shirts, and soon to be the Talking Lead collaboration shirts with them too. And
check out Ergo Grips, ergogrips.net. They were a huge sponsor for our 300 Blackout build. Video to come. Zeke's got a lot of work ahead of him. That's all I got to say.
Mm-hmm. And guys, thank y'all for letting us come down. We had a blast.
Absolutely.
Happy to have you.
Anytime.
And we're looking forward to 2 weeks from now.
We'll go ahead and get those waivers printed out for the ride-alongs.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say the taser.
I'll get those are coming too.
Yeah, those are coming too.
Call the legal department tomorrow. Hey, I need this.
Yeah.
We're tasering a guy on air.
Might come up with some new nicknames for
That'd
you.
be awesome. Come on, I get Tyler to do that.
And as always, left hand, keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms closer. Unless you're a felon.
Convicted felon.